welcome to the conversation with Mark Relic. Hey Mark.
Hey guys, what's up?
Great. Today we're going to talk about Mark's new novel, a roman named Markus.
Markus, yeah.
So, tell us something about that novel. What's with the name?
Markus is a name of the, well, actually a last name of the main character, and he is a New Yorker. He lives in New York, and he is very successful at what he does. He has a good life and everything he wishes for, basically. He has love in his life. He has a good job. He lives in a good city, and then circumstantially, everything changes in one night. One particular event changes everything. So right off then, he embarks on this different world that he couldn't even imagine, and everything else takes toll on that. So yeah, he becomes someone different, and he gets involved into this other stuff that he wouldn't really see it. That's in short, yeah.
So, what inspired you to write such a novel?
Everybody asks me that. What
It's a
inspired me?
standard question.
Well, I mean, the city of New York inspired me.
How so?
Well, that's actually a good question, because I mean, back then when I visited that city for the first time,
When was that?
that was like I don't know, like
5 years ago, 10 years ago?
looking back, like almost 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
Nice.
And back then it was a very big deal for me, because I visited New York City for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. It was totally revolutionary, because I mean, I come from, as you can see, I mean, this is a very small city in Serbia. So going back to that grandiose city was something that I wanted to implicate that in some way. And I imagined that city, and I imagined that character perfectly, as, I mean, if you can say that. And those were two forces, really, the New York City and the main character. Those were two things I started my novel with. Everything else came afterwards.
So the main character, he also lives in New York?
Yeah, he's a New Yorker, yeah. Yes.
Which part?
Manhattan, of course.
So you were at Manhattan as well?
Yeah.
And how did that affect you? How was your feel of Manhattan?
It was quite unbelievable, because I mean, every step I took there, it was sensational, pretty much. That city, I feel like that city never ceased to amaze and to surprise, which is one of the greatest characteristics of that particular matter. So I think that every moment is inspirational at that particular place. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. So tell us a little bit something about how did you write it? How much time you took to write such a novel, and what was.
I can't really say how long, because it went on and off, but I think it was like a year or so. It was a long time ago. It was 7 years ago. So I was going on and off, and then because when I was writing it, I thought I would never end it. I will never finish it. But it was very powerful.
So does that mean that we will have a sequel?
Well, let's hope so. Let's see. Let's see what happens. I don't like to speak and talk about anything in advance. But I mean, if it happens, it happens. But
it does have potential for a sequel.
Oh yeah, I mean, from what I can tell you, I think it's gonna happen. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it's gonna. I don't know when. I don't know. I can't tell you any specifics. But I think some version of it is gonna happen. Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about the story. What happens in the story? No No spoilers, just an overall.
Well, you know, I wouldn't.
Why would somebody pick up your book?
You know, I wouldn't really go into anybody's expectations and anybody's impressions, because that's really not grateful. You know, but based on my personal take of it, it's a story about a loss. It's a story about finding ourselves, how you can, you know, how you can always start from the beginning, and you know, our own personal journey, our own personal path. So again, you know, I wouldn't really go into others' impression of it. I would like from them to pick up on that. So you know, but hopefully, you know, I'm looking forward to any feedbacks, you know, because I mean, those feedbacks can make writer better. That's my personal opinion. Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So, let's go to some technicalities, because I'm sure everybody would like to know the life of a writer. You know, you know, the infamous thing about, you know.
Everybody asks me how does the writer live? Well, I mean,
you know, it's
let me tell you.
honest question.
First off, let me just tell you one thing. When you live like a writer, everything is a story.
How so?
Well, I mean, it's just so.
Is this a story?
Absolutely. Like
Yes,
you know,
we're recording.
everything you do is a story. Everything you do is a story, and but the thing is how that story gives you the reason. What reason does it give, and how does it happen? For me, creatively, that's a process that comes from different directions. And
Name one. Tell us a little bit about those.
Sexuality is one.
Okay.
Sexuality is one. You know, action is another one. Sense of adventure is another one. I can go on like this, like.
Go.
Well, I mean, you know, sense of adventure, sense of excitement, sense of like doing something different, sense of thinking outside of the box. You know, sense of being at different places in different timing, the right timing, constantly discovering things, constantly changing. Whatever you feel from your heart needs to be changed. So like, yeah, that a lot of stuff, yeah.
Well, basically, it sounds like a bestseller novel. So.
Well, hopefully. Well, it's a new thing.
Never know.
It's a new thing. Yeah, I mean, it came out like a couple of months ago. So I'm very excited about a lot of this thing. Yeah, I'm very excited, and you know, I hope it reaches as many readers as possible.
So, Markus is done. You're here. You're traveling. You're writing. You're doing your stuff.
Yeah.
So, the question is, what comes after Markus?
What comes?
What comes after Markus?
After Markus?
What comes next?
That's an interesting question, because as a matter of fact, I have like 4 or 5 written novels. So I'm looking forward to publishing the next best thing, which is the next novel, of course. I wouldn't really go into what that is. I would say that has something to do with the something that I went through. I'm not sure how much I can tell you, but it's gonna be awesome, because it's different. It's gonna be, you know, wait and see, and everything in its own time.
Great. Well, it's time to wrap up. So there you go, folks. This has been Mark Relic and his novel Markus. Stay tuned for the next conversation.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.